All right, welcome to our explainer. Tonight, we are diving deep into the powerful messages from the Quran that we hear during the sixth night of Taraweeh prayers. We're going straight to the source to really unpack the stories that have, shaped our entire world.
And that's a great question, isn't it? When you're listening to that beautiful recitation, there's so much history and guidance woven into it. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible story from Surah Al-A'af. And believe me, this one starts right at the very beginning of time.
So, where do we start? Well, we're going all the way back to the very first chapter of the human story. I mean, this is an event that doesn't just tell us where we came from, it literally sets up the core conflict that we all deal with every single day here on Earth. Okay, just picture this for a second. Allah gives a command. All the angels, every single one, they obey. And then there's one exception. One single huge act of defiance. And this refusal by Iblis, it came from pure arrogance. And it wasn't just, a simple no. It was the spark that kicked off this struggle that's been going on ever since. So, right after that moment of pure pride, Iblis basically declares his life's mission. He vows that he's going to be our enemy, whispering temptations, trying to pull us off the right path. And you know who his first target was? Yep, Adam and Eve.
And because that deception worked, well, that's what set the entire course of human history in motion. Their descent to Earth, that's our beginning. That's the start of our story, a life filled with tests, chances to turn back to God, and that constant struggle to find guidance while dealing with those whispers of temptation.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. This whole conflict, it's not just some story from way back when. It actually sets up a pattern, like a powerful echo that we see again and again and again throughout history, especially in the stories of the prophets who came later. Okay, so take the story of Prophet Nuh, or Noah. He was sent to his people and they had gotten way off track, totally absorbed in worshiping idols. His message couldn't have been simpler. Hey, let's get back to worshiping the one true God. But what did he get in return? They just flat out rejected him, even mocked him for it. And right there, you see the pattern forming, right? A message from God comes down. It's met with human pride and rejection. And that rejection has a major consequence. The flood, it wasn't just about destruction. It was also about cleansing everything, giving a fresh start to the people who actually did believe. But it doesn't stop there. This pattern just keeps going. After Noah, you've got Prophet Hud. He was sent to the people of Ad. Now, these guys were famous for being super powerful, building incredible things. But all that power made them incredibly arrogant. And Hud shows up with the exact same core message. Worship God and only God. So what do you think happened? You guessed it, the exact same pattern. They arrogantly blew off the warning, thinking their own power would save them. And the result? They were totally wiped out by this insane, violent wind. Think about that. The very thing they were so proud of, their strength, was absolutely useless against God's will. And the story continues with Prophet Saleh and the people of Thamud. It's almost like a replay, A prophet comes with a clear sign, a clear message. And what do the people do? They reject him, they mock him, they defy God's command. And it leads to their own destruction. This whole sequence of stories is just a powerful, powerful illustration of what happens when people turn their backs on divine guidance. So after laying out all these really intense, sobering stories from history, the Quran does something amazing. It doesn't just leave us with a bunch of don't do this warnings. Instead, it gives us a clear, practical roadmap for what to do, a blueprint for success, laying out the exact qualities of a true believer. And this list just perfectly lays out the path forward. Notice how it's blended, right? It starts with what's going on inside you. Your heart trembling when you hear God's name, your faith getting stronger when you hear the Quran, and just putting all your trust in your Lord. And then it moves to what you actually do, praying regularly and giving from what you've been given. It's the whole package, connecting what you feel inside with what you do on the outside. Okay, so this all leads to the big question, probably the most important part. What does all this mean for us, right here, today? How do we take these lessons from so long ago and actually apply them to our lives? And really, the core message is timeless. It's so clear. The names might change, the locations are different, but the fundamental struggle, it's exactly the same. It all comes down to a choice. Are we going to listen to God's guidance, the same message the prophets brought, or are we going to give in to those whispers of pride and temptation, the same ones that started this whole story? You see, these aren't just old tales. They're meant to be mirrors and warnings for every single one of us. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this one thought. The next time you're standing in prayer, listening to these verses, ask yourself, which part of this whole timeless story, the call to believe, the warning against arrogance, or the 5 qualities of a believer, which part speaks to you the most right now in your own life? That's really the question that helps us take these incredible stories and make them a real part of our own journey.